You've worked for decades, paid into the system. And now, as the big decision gets closer, you're wondering, should we claim Social Security early? Should we wait? What if we get it wrong? You're not alone. A lot of people feel like they're walking into this blind. You get advice from friends, articles, maybe even a financial advisor. But the more you hear, the more it sounds like noise. Some people say, take it as soon as you can, get your money's worth. Others warn, no, wait until 70, max it out. And you're stuck in the middle thinking, what's actually right for us? That's what we're going to unpack together. Because there's something most people don't tell you about Social Security. And it's not just about math. It's about timing, psychology, strategy, and one surprising factor that could completely change your best move: the year you were born. We'll get to that in a moment, but first, let's clear away the fog. Here's what a lot of folks believe: that claiming early, say at 62, is always smarter, because you start getting checks sooner, because no one knows how long they'll live, and because it feels like waiting is risky. That belief, totally understandable. It comes from a place of caution, of wanting to enjoy life now, not 10 years from now. But here's the catch: claiming early can cost you, big time, and not just in reduced monthly checks. Let's say you're 61 now. You're both thinking about claiming at 62. Seems simple, right? But zoom out just a bit. If you live into your 80s, and statistically one of you probably will, that early choice could leave tens of thousands of dollars on the table. And here's where it gets even trickier. It's not just about you. It's about your spouse, and whether one of you might end up relying on survivor benefits. See, when one spouse passes away, the surviving partner only gets one check, and it's the larger of the two. So if you both claimed early and took a lower benefit, the surviving spouse may be stuck with that lower amount for the rest of their life. And if you're thinking, but what if we don't live that long? Fair point. But here's something to chew on. Most couples underestimate their longevity. One of you has about a 50% chance of living past 90. Pause for a second and let that sink in. 90. That's potentially 30 years of retirement, 3 decades of fixed income. Suddenly, that early is better logic feels a bit shaky, doesn't it? Now, maybe you're thinking, okay, so waiting sounds smarter, but what if we can't afford to wait? Totally fair. And here's the good news. There are options that don't involve just sitting tight. You can bridge the gap. That means using personal savings or even part-time income to cover a year or two, so you can delay your Social Security start date. Why would you do that? Because every year you wait past your full retirement age, your benefit grows by about 8%. 8%. Guaranteed. In today's world, that's a pretty sweet return. Even just waiting from 62 to 64, that could give you a meaningful boost. And for couples, timing matters even more. Here's a smart move many people overlook. Have the higher earner wait as long as possible. That way, you'll lock in the biggest benefit and future survivor income. Meanwhile, the lower earner can claim earlier, helping with cash flow. It's not all or nothing. It's a dance. Now, remember when we said your birth year could change everything? Let's talk about that. Your full retirement age isn't 65, not anymore. For folks born in 1960 or later, it's actually 67. That means if you claim at 62, you're not just taking it a bit early, you're taking it 5 full years early. That can shrink your benefit by as much as 30%. And if you're married, that lower benefit becomes your partner's survivor income down the line. That one number, your full retirement age, quietly shapes everything. It affects your monthly payout, your long-term income, your legacy. Yet barely anyone talks about it. So here's what you can do today, without needing a financial degree. First, go to ssa.gov and create a My Social Security account. It's free, it's secure, and it shows you your exact benefit projections. Not just at 62 or 67, but every year in between. You'll see the numbers in black and white, and that alone can bring clarity. Second, map out your monthly expenses realistically, not just the basics, but the joy expenses too. Because retirement isn't just about surviving, it's about living. Third, think of this not as a single decision, but as part of a timeline. You can stagger your claims. You can adjust based on health. You can pivot if life throws you a curveball. This is your retirement. You get to write the script. Let's also bust another myth while we're here. Social Security isn't going away. Yes, it faces challenges. Yes, the trust fund projections matter. But even in worst-case scenarios, you're still looking at 75 to 80% of benefits being paid. And reforms, when they come, are likely to affect younger workers more than near retirees. In other words, don't let headlines scare you into a rash decision. Now, a quick story. A couple we'll call Mike and Linda reached out, both 61. Mike was ready to file at 62. Linda felt unsure, but didn't want to argue. They'd heard, claim early and invest the rest. But when they ran the numbers, they saw something eye-opening. If Mike waited until 67, his monthly check would jump by over $800. Linda could still claim early if needed. But now, if Mike passed away first, Linda would receive that higher benefit. They chose to wait and bridge the gap using savings they'd set aside for emergencies. It gave them peace of mind, not just for today, but for the future. They weren't trying to beat the system. They were building something solid. That's the shift, from fog to clarity, from panic to plan. You don't need a crystal ball. You just need the right lens. And now, here's the twist. The best Social Security strategy isn't about guessing how long you'll live. It's about building in flexibility. Waiting doesn't mean sacrificing joy now. Claiming early doesn't mean you failed. What matters is why you choose what you choose. Your birth year affects your full retirement age. Your full retirement age affects your benefits. And your strategy affects your long-term stability and your partners. This isn't just about numbers. It's about legacy. It's about feeling steady as the world shifts. And the truth is, it's never too late to make a smarter move. So if you're feeling unsure, that's okay. You're asking the right questions. And today, you got some real answers. If this gave you clarity or even just a bit of confidence, stick around. There's more to learn. And we'll keep walking with you, step by step. Because retirement shouldn't feel like a gamble. It should feel like you've earned it. And you have.